All right. Okay, so Bill has his advances. Dave has his advances, it sounded like.
Woo-hoo.
Joyce had
And
his.
their advances for advancing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then Margie has like 7 XP.
Well, there's one that I do want to do, which is the next tick on the internal refit.
Oh, which one?
I think it's the one your vessel is stocked with reserves. When you sacrifice resources and your supply is reduced to 0, first roll integrity instead of marking unprepared.
Ah, okay. So like
on a strong
the very
hit,
next.
take +1. Yeah, or the other is when you enter a fray to oppose an invader within your vessel, you get certain things. But I don't propose letting anybody into our vessel.
Okay. Well,
Nobody ever
that'll
proposes like someone who's going to be a threat into our vessel.
Sorry, you can't invade
like-
because Nails hasn't proposed that as an option yet.
Right.
It's a powerful argument. I don't know if it'll hold
Always.
water, but it's a powerful
It'd
argument.
be a more powerful argument if Nails actually took that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I that is really cool. You could
You
become
like the first one or the second one?
I would go with. I mean, I like the idea of the reserves thing because then we can really be somewhat. Thought though, because we've just bumped our supply up like quite significantly. I'm not sure that we are in a lot of risk of bottoming out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Is
maybe
your supply right now is effectively 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe which one were you? You were in internal refit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I can be meta for a second, there's a certain school of thought in indie RPGs to a certain, and really any RPGs if you think about it, where if a player puts points into a thing, you're kind of, it behooves you as the showrunner to go, oh, they put points into it, so I need to see them get some benefit out of that. So if you put in the thing where we're getting a benefit to repelling borders, we're going to need to repel borders. Like that's only fair. We're basically asking for that and just to be good at it. But I'm fine with that because it's kind of cool. It becomes then like a consequence of doing something with the ship, or something that's more likely or whatever. But I don't know. We aren't really. I mean,
I don't feel like we have a lot of empty spots.
I mean, you've already got stuff like, I don't know what your assets are because I can't see your sheet. But what assets are you like rolling around with right now?
So I have Loyalist,
Yeah,
which is
I
the one
remember
that gives me the aid. And the other 2 ticks on that are when an ally must pay the price. If I'm within position, I can bear the cost.
Right.
And they can take +1 momentum. And then when you stand with your allies, as they make progress moves, envision how you support them. And you can roll a challenge die on 1 through 9.
That's actually kind of cool.
Replace...
I mean, it doesn't come up a lot, but man, if you're around for the advances and stuff, that's really cool.
I was about to say, yeah, that will cover basically anything. That is your, complete a vow. That is your make a bond. That is going to be your exploration coming up.
I do have to warn you, though, if I roll a 10, you have to envision how inadvertently undermine their actions, and your allies must replace their lowest challenge die with yours.
Yeah. I mean, it can go wrong, but
there's always risk.
Yeah. I think that one's pretty cool. What's your other one besides Loyalist?
So I have Loyalist, I have Weapons Master, and so there's some things to do with securing advantage and strike.
Right, yeah.
I have Healer, which there's one that I like where like once every day or so you can sacrifice a resource and basically give +1 health to everybody without having to roll for it. And then the other is
very nice.
I mean,
I will also give you a very weird one, Margie.
Okay.
All right. You can take your skate as a companion.
The baby skate?
I mean, I'm looking at the thing. It's like, you know what? I'm sure that could stand in for the glow cat.
I think that's
good. I have to read pets.
It's under companions, which in my document is on page 8, but let's see. Your glow cat companion perceives the inner emotions and intentions of people and creatures in its vicinity, embodies those expressions. That is to say, when you secure an advantage by studying your pet's reactions to a charged situation, you may add your companion's health. And then later, then the third option on it is, when you endure stress in the company of your pet, add +1. On a strong hit with a match, take plus momentum equal to your pet's health. In case you want like little, scoot the skate.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I was just looking at a couple of these and I was like, what would work for that? Like, maybe Survey Bot, because, you could just have it go off and go, like, scout the path ahead of you.
Oh, if it was like it'd be kind of, there's a couple of cool things there.
Uh-huh. Like, I could see, like, mixing and matching a couple of these to get something skate-like.
What was the last one with Weapon Born?
Weapon
So
Master?
the two with Weapon Master is, one is when you strike using a personal weapon which has limited ammo, a single use, add +1 and mark progress on a hit, then sacrifice resources. If you score a strong hit on this attack and immediately take a decisive action, you may retain the value of 1 challenge die from your strike action instead of rolling that die, which sounds a little bit more complicated than I'm probably going to remember to take advantage of. The one I'm more likely to use is when you secure an advantage by suiting up and gathering your gear for a perilous encounter or mission, you may roll plus supply. If you do, take +2 momentum on a hit.
I mean,
Also not bad.
the healer thing, the cool thing about the healer thing is that we've created a situation where there's a lot of supply resource, so having like sort of an economy there where we're doing stuff with it is neat.
Mhm.
I think.
So okay, I will ponder as we get in here.
Here we go. This is the one I was thinking of for the skate. I gotta put this in chat. There we go.
Yep.
That's what happens when somebody gets a cute pet.
True.
We've only had Arlo.
Oh my gosh, there's the most adorable pics from Doug and Laura with their current batch of foster kittens.
Good.
They are all so cute, so fuzzy.
Ugly cute. Speaking of ugly cute, before we get properly started, speaking of ugly cute, if you haven't, I can heartily, you could not possibly regret watching The Mitchells versus the Machines on Netflix. I refuse to accept that you could regret watching
Oh, I saw
that.
the ad for it.
It's so good.
Is that the one that's by the people who did the
Into the Spider-Verse. It's the same.
I thought it was Incredibles.
No, Into the
No,
Spider-Verse.
it's-
It's definitely Sony. It definitely has a lot of that same creative energy that you saw in the animation stuff for Into the Spider-Verse. It is an ode to creativity. It is the most dysfunctional freaking family of all time. It's great. It's daughter going to film school, family who doesn't quite click decides without telling her that they're going to have a final last-minute bonding exercise by going cross-country in a barely functional gremlin as a bonding experience to road trip her to college, and cancel her plane ticket. That would have gotten her there in time for orientation. You don't need orientation. You need time with your family. And they're road tripping across the country, and this horrible plan is then interrupted by the robot apocalypse. It's fantastic.
Seen the ad for it.
I cannot
really
recommend
fun.
it. I cannot recommend it enough. It's delightful. So
Okay.
it's great. Just absolutely great.
We will watch that after James gets back.
Yes. Highly recommended. Great book. Great thing. And I thought of it because of they have a dog, and it's one of those things that Bill just linked. Whatever those things are. Or it's close enough.
A dog?
They have a dog of that species, I think. Maybe a pig, maybe a dog. Nobody's really sure. Might be a loaf of bread. It's hard to say. Can't remember its name. It doesn't really matter. I don't really remember any of the characters' names. They're iconic. Beautiful use of colors. Just a great show. Watch it. Good stuff. Anyway,
Alright.
I'll let it be.
So, when last we left off, the crew had returned to the Wayfinder
Bum, ba-da-ba.
to go investigate a habitat ship off near the central star of the Ferrous system.
So I just now clocked that there is a habitat ship and also an anomalous reading.
Yes.
Those are two different things.
Yes, we
Those
talked about this.
The habitat ship, now this is actually kind of ironic and weirdly accurate. The habitat ship, my God, that's hard to say. The habitat ship, I'm going to say that wrong, multiple times.
I'm gonna.
You can start finding him for it.
No, the habitat vessel. Thank you. That's actually that's weirdly so much easier to say. It was so close to the sun that I didn't see it. Like legitimately on the map, it was like kind of
Just like in real life.
Yeah, it was so close to the sun.
Just like in the game.
I was focusing on the anomalous reading. I didn't even see the thing over by the sun because it was too close.
No, the anomalous reading was the weird part of space that no signal came back from.
Oh, right. Yes, I do recall that. Wasn't tracking that correctly last time. All right, cool. Habitat, vessel, so much easier.
All right. So it sounds like they're going to be undertaking an expedition.
Ooh. Bum, ba-da-bum. I'm assuming that
Blaze is good at this.
I was gonna say I'm assuming this is Nails Rolling Shadow.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's rate this move because we haven't done this before. When you trail blaze a route through perilous space, journey over unexplored terrain, or survey a mysterious site, give the expedition a name and a rank. Now, I will say that they do have like guidelines for this sort of stuff. You're traveling from one place to another through mostly non-dangerous space. You know, it's not like there are known issues. So that should be a troublesome expedition. Probably not a bad thing to start off with. So,
Yep.
Can you do these things into? Does this stand in as sort of like a delve for like a big ship or a ruin or something like that as well? Do you do it with that as well?
Yes, you do.
I see. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So we are going from Ferrous to the habitat vessel. And again, it is troublesome. And I have this on the Wayfinder character sheet under the progress section.
Beautiful.
All right. So for each segment of the expedition, envision your approach. And I'm going to direct this towards Dave.
Okay.
Dave, are you going to be moving at speed, keeping under the radar, or is trying to stay vigilant?
Is this like where I'm setting a course, or is that a different thing?
Set a course is when you're going across a known route.
Unknown route. Okay. So that's okay. So I've got to set a course thing.
It's under exploration moves, Dave. If you want to look at it.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at it. It's up on the screen. I'm also looking at. I've got two different things now that apply to undertake an expedition.
And if they both equally work, then they both equally add.
Well, one of them, if once per expedition, when we undertake an expedition and score a weak hit or miss, I can ignore that result, plot an alternate path, and make it an automatic strong hit. That's me as the navigator. With the sensor array, advanced sensors scan the paths ahead to help spot dangers. When you undertake an expedition, plus wits, and roll a 10 on only one challenge die, you may re-roll that die. And then there's all the security advantage stuff. But, okay, so undertake an expedition, move at speed, keep under the radar, stay vigilant. I don't know that we need to keep under the radar, because we're not worried about, we're not worried about being spotted, I don't think. I don't even know that we necessarily need to stay vigilant. This is not necessarily dangerous space. We are kind of at... I'm sorry?
Is the enemy here? Yeah.
I mean, we're under a time crunch, so I'm going to say we need to move at speed. I am sure that I can secure an advantage on this because I am absolutely positive I have navigation prayers.
All right. Start off with the navigation prayers.
Oh, great God, guide us on this trip. Keep us safe. Keep us fast.
But they're not.
Okay, so I'm going to secure an advantage through my devotant with a heart roll, right?
Yep, let's see what that looks like. That's a strong hit.
Whatever it is.
Okay.
So that is 2 momentum and +1 to your edge roll.
Okay. Hey, that takes me up to 10 on my momentum. Oops. Darn it. Come back. Here we go. So I'm doing an edge roll.
Mhm.
Come up here to where edge is. Okay, that's not a bad stat for me. I'm at +1.
All right.
And that is a strong hit, which means I don't think I need to actually do any of the...
That's 2 6s in a row, Dave.
That is 2 6s.
That's 2 6. Oh, right. I roll. Okay. I'm sorry. But I thought they're 9s. Yes, those are 2 6s.
All right. So on a strong hit,
I got a strong hit.
you reach a waypoint. Vision the location and mark progress per the rank of your expedition. So that is for troublesome, it's 3 boxes, just like everything else troublesome. And now, to find out what your particular sighting is at this waypoint. Oh dear.
Yes.
You can't fly straight at it because there's a sun in the way.
You're going to give me a moment. Because I went to roll, and the result that came up was roll 3 times.
Ooh, this system just got complicated.
Yes, it did. Oh, okay. So Dave,
Yes.
as Blaze is flying through this particular sector, trying to make his way towards the sun, you're suddenly becoming very, very aware that traveling in the inner ring of this system, closer to the sun than Ferrous, probably was not a good idea even in the best of times. Because all those meteors that don't hit Ferrous are here, and you have ran into a particularly chaotic mess of them. Good news, there is a dense nebula cloud here that seems like it's going to, seems like it's relatively free of the meteors, but that means that you're going to be flying on just sensors.
Woo!
Well, it's a good thing we've got a really advanced sensor array then.
It is. It's also very important when the sensor array lets you know that once you enter the nebula is neither naturally occurring, nor is it the only thing in the nebula.
What?
You don't normally find nebula like as an inner system. I mean, clouds, I guess, like gas clouds or expanding gas clouds and stuff. But like, it is yeah.
I was gonna
What
say,
do you mean, not uninhabited?
Yes, there's a.
Tell me more.
So, I didn't think I was going to roll Precursor Vault twice. But,
Precursor what?
Vault.
Okay.
So, So on your way to the nice looking ship full of stuff, you also happen to run into a nice big alien. I would also call this something similar to a habitat ship.
Hey, guess who's got a vow to get a line on ships or other space tech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Mark that. The other question is, do I get to mark it twice?
Well, let me take a look here. So, probably not twice, but you do at least get it once, I would say. Which it looks like you're already pretty good on this.
Need one more tick to get it.
Okay, so yeah. Now the question is, does this look like nice and interposing? Or not interposing is the right word. Does this look like it's a tasty enough detour away from your primary objective here?
So I want to ask a question about that. So the habitat vessel that we spotted was due to go into like a radiation band within a week's time.
Yeah. Time problems.
From like my understanding of astronomy, which is a layman's understanding, but this is where I'm at. Earth has the Van Allen radiation belt. Other solar bodies have, probably similar radiation belts. Jupiter has a strong magnetic field and captures charged particles. There's a bunch of stuff going on there. The sun and other stars probably have something similar, but it's also possible that the reason that this is going into the zone is that there's like a solar flare. So my question is, it's going in there in a week, but how soon is it coming out? If it's like a solar flare kind of situation, maybe like it's in there for a week. If it's going into like this big radiation band, maybe it's in there for months. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can we determine like
which is the time priority?
Yeah, like if we lose it, how fast can we get it back?
That's a great question. That sounds like time to gather some information. Do a little research.
You might be able to use Algo for that. I can't remember if he's a boost for gather information or not, but you might be able to use him for that.
He can secure you an advantage. I know that much.
Yeah,
I just roll with it. I'll see how it goes.
All right.
That's solid.
All right.
999. Look at those rolls. That's crazy.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, I have no strong opinion one way or the other here, so I'm going to roll dice, and I'm going to say both those options look fairly likely, so 50 and below, it is, and I'll do it in here, 50 and below, and it is, the solar flare. 51 and above, then it's the radiation ban, and it'll be months, several weeks, 2 months.
Sure.
Before it becomes available again.
Well, and solar flares are not without their risks too to whatever systems we're hoping to recover from this thing at that range.
Yep. So we're looking at a solar flare. Some things may get damaged, but you're only going to lose it for I don't know. Bill, what did you say was a likely lose it for?
Again, this is not strong, astronomically grounded stuff, but I would say it goes in for a week, it comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable to me. Your layman's understanding is still stronger than mine.
Well, it's a very gameable outcome. That's what we're kind of here for. So I'm going to put this question to the group in character. Hey, there's a possibility that we could learn more from these other weirdo things we just spotted that were good from the habitat ship. Do we want to divert?
I would say yes.
Yeah. Probably. Clarifying, are there?
Go ahead.
Are you said you rolled Precursor Vault twice. Does that mean it's a super singular one, or there are several of these?
This is the second time I've rolled Precursor Vault for you.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The first time was with Ferrous. Now it's here again.
Good lord.
And the fact that it's only a 3, on percentiles, it's 3 numbers.
Yeah,
I don't know how this keeps coming up.
Ferrous is a special kind of place.
So can I tell whether, how stable or unstable this particular precursor vault and the nebula it's in are? I mean, is this kind of swishing through the solar system, or is it kind of in a stable orbit? Because that tells us on that side what sort of time frame we have.
Okay, I will give you the meat and potatoes of this one. One, fully exploring this vault just from getting an idea of its size and everything is going to take you guys maybe an hour or not an hour, maybe a couple hours at worst. As for this,
what could possibly go wrong?
It's a waypoint. It will be here for the foreseeable future,
Gotcha.
Barring catastrophic.
It's precursor tech. It's been here.
It's been here
for
for
a really long time.
Unlike
that's why I
the
was asking
planet,
whether it was-
unlike the ship, it's not falling into the sun.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I will say, so what this would look like mechanically, if you guys did divert, would be the explore a waypoint move.
Oh. So we don't.
So
we just kind of set the expedition to the side a little bit, and we just stop at this
Got a
waypoint.
noble
and do a
location,
thing.
roll wits, make a
Mhm.
roll, which could let you make a discovery.
That's clever.
Recap, you discover something interesting was bound up in the complication.
Yeah. To pull away the curtain for a little bit, Doyce.
Yeah.
If this was a big thing, it was a notable site,
Yeah.
then I would pull out the full delve rolls.
Yeah.
But for right now, this is the mini, hey, do you find anything exciting if you divert for a couple hours to go take a look at this place?
Yeah. This is the it's like in combat. There's that option for just battle.
Yeah.
One roll for the whole fight, kind of a deal.
Mm-hmm. The fun part about this is too, you guys may unlock chaos.
I mean, who doesn't want to do that? And there's a reason this thing is inside of a gaseous cloud. I'm assuming it's a cloud of whoever came exploring this place last.
Ha!
Could be. I mean, let's look at this from Earl's perspective. Earl's back in space.
Yeah, I'm happy with this. I mean.
Oh yeah, old space junker. This could be anything.
I'll go get. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you guys are like, well, we're gonna go there, we're gonna go here. I think let's check that. All right, I'll go get my suit on. I'm not even checking. I'm just that's next.
Yep.
Okay.
So in this case,
I was actually going to kind of suggest maybe we go back to our original course, since there's a time limit there before we have to wait for a few weeks and accept some damage. If this thing's in a stable orbit and isn't going anywhere, and it's only going to take us a couple of hours to explore, I'm not sure what makes the most sense.
I got this. Let me poke around. We can come back if there's something really good or bad. It'll be fine.
All right, Earl. It sounds like you're going to lead the exploration of this precursor vault.
Explore waypoint.
Yep. Roll plus them wits.
Roll plus them wits. Just checking one thing. Nope, that's not a gather information. All right. Yes, sir.
I based solely on that particular turn of phrase. So I'm playing an Urban Shadows game on Saturdays in Magpie Games community game thing.
Nice.
I've been looking forward to actually ever getting a chance to play that.
Yeah, me too.
Based on what I came up with for my character, I am channeling a whole bunch of Earl.
Very nice. Awesome.
So,
all right. That is awesome. Let me see what we got here. So wits. I don't think I'm really adding anything. Is this the thing where we pull up alongside, and am I scanning this thing, or are we pulling up alongside and I'm going to go poke around the outside of this thing in a suit? Like what are you?
You are getting out of the ship, and you are getting in a suit.
Lovely, beautiful.
You know, the
Thrilled.
type that you might have to make some crazy acrobatics in.
Assuming things go horribly awry. I don't know that this really applies here, but it says when I make a move or perform an agile physical maneuver such as leaping or evading in a low gravity environment, I roll. That's not this. I'm just taking it easy unless things go wrong. Blah blah blah. So wits, no
but
modifiers.
If things could go wrong,
I find myself suitably equipped to deal with things going wrong in space. Wait, what the? Oh, there we go. What? Awesome. That's the thing. I capped out my roll and got my butt handed to me.
Well, at least you didn't roll a
match.
At least you didn't roll a match. Though you came damn close.
On a miss, you encounter an immediate hardship or threat. Pay the price. Nice.
Yep.
All right.
So
Okay, I'm approaching the derelict vessel. It looks pretty harmless from out here.
All right, gonna check it for any sort of atmosphere. Things are looking fine. Nothing on the inside. Looks like we got a perfect vacuum. All right, gonna start opening this up.
Yeah, so I flip myself as I'm floating towards the thing and like land on attach the mag boots kind of thing. I feel like when I touch this thing, it's when I realize that maybe things aren't great. I don't know.
Yep.
Confront chaos. Oh my god.
That's when the screaming starts in your head.
Yeah. Let's see what that might look like.
Just picture him like settling his feet down, locking him into place, and it's like all of a sudden there's this long pause. Earl, you okay? Yeah. You can you all hear that? Sounds like singing.
All right.
Chorus. Kind of out of tune.
So
where's that coming?
Doyce.
Yes, sir.
Here's how this is looking.
All right.
So the way you figure this, there's no discernible atmosphere on the inside of this thing.
All right.
You've got yourself a door.
Yep.
It's not going to be a catastrophic consequence. Let's just cut this thing open.
All right. Yeah. I got no atmosphere on the inside. We shouldn't be venting anything violently in. I'm just going to pop the hatch on this thing and see what happens. Give me just a few seconds here. Get power to this panel. Pull out like a, anchor laptop charger and strap it in. No, I'm just kidding. But, get a little external power thing, get a little power to the panel. Just enough to cycle that lock. And if that doesn't work, at least I can pull the panel out of the way and release the hydraulics and get this thing popped open.
Yep. So, Doyce, let me ask you this question. How many saw blades do you think you'd go through before you finally give in?
And say I can't get through this thing?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I halfway through the second one. I pull it back just to see if the edge is coming off of it, and I look at the spot, and then I realize that I can't spot the spot that I was just working on.
Yeah, you have not marred it whatsoever.
This is this nut out here is resisting cracking in a pretty stupendous way. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Well, hell. Yeah.
Yeah, so Doyce, you are unfortunately going to be sacrificing some resources. Luckily, you guys did just get some.
Yeah, lovely. All right. Yeah, let me keep working on this. This is going to take a little bit longer than I thought it was going to. There is nothing less pleasant than sweating inside of a spacesuit that you can't leave.
So the vault that we encountered on the planet, that had the same sort of precursor tech in it, right?
Similar.
Did we learn anything about how their doors open? From, opening their doors.
Reluctantly, as near as I can tell. We were able to give it power was the main thing.
Not just that, but somebody else had already cracked that particular nut.
But had we learned anything after that point? I guess I'm saying.
Not for the spacefaring ones, at the very least.
I mean, if we take it,
There's another question I'm going to bring up right now, which I think is worth asking, and may give you a way forward, or give her a way forward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This system was settled for a good long time before the gates closed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Did nobody notice this thing out here this whole time, or did it arrive after the gates closed?
Not a bad idea.
These are both very interesting questions.
Well, it's one of the reasons I was asking whether it was in a stable orbit or was like just kind of flying through. But it's in a stable orbit, which is, intriguing.
Are we in a situation right now where, how much, did you take supply off, Mike? That's
I did.
Oh, awesome.
It was minor, I feel like.
Okay. Are we in a situation where I burn through it and eventually I get something cracked in here, or like I just got the opportunity to take another shot at this thing?
Well, so I will give you a couple of things, and I'll let you decide how you want to handle this.
Yeah.
One is you can go back to the ship and go get yourself equipped with something heavier.
Yeah.
This will be a check your gear sort of thing. In which case, if you can find what you need, you'll be able to crack this thing open. No more questions.
Gotcha.
2, you try to work something out with what you got handy.
Okay.
You're good at that.
If I can add just an additional thought to the previous one, which is we didn't spot this thing until we were like literally flying
gas
past
cloud.
It.
Yeah, gas cloud though.
So it could have been here. I mean, the people that settled here probably weren't spending a lot of time, or spending more time building stuff than, exploring the solar system they were in to find something that's unnoticeable until you actually kind of stumble across it.
Someone sooner or later would have noticed it. Like
They would sooner or later have noticed it. How long were they actually operating on the planet?
I mean, while. I mean, they had a thing set up for asteroid deflection. They weren't completely. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's looking for asteroids coming in. That's a lot different from there's something where asteroids aren't coming from that, again, you're not going to notice until you're actually flying past it.
Okay, I got a few thoughts here. Can I throw them out here?
Yeah.
All right, so we can kind of answer this question with a couple of dice rolls, I think. All right, everybody hang tight. I'm not going to burn through any more saw blades. Going to go back and get something, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm shopping for. Hey, Algo! While I'm kind of doing a little gas jets back to the ship. Can you dig through the database that we've got from Ferrous and tell me whether or not they actually knew about this thing at any point? And if so, any hints as to what I might want to use to break that damn thing open while I'm digging through our supply cache? That would be super helpful. And I'm going to use him to secure an advantage on toward my check your gear. That makes sense?
Sounds worthwhile.
And that also kind of answers the question as to whether or not we ever knew about the damn thing. So, secure an advantage is what? What am I rolling?
Wit.
Yeah, I roll.
You're rolling Algo.
I'm rolling Algo's integrity, which is what?
The integrity of the starship, which is 5.
All right.
So roll your health or something.
Did that. Are you kidding me? You know what? Let me look at the secured advantage thing. Sorry.
It'll give you only +1 or
momentum.
2 momentum.
2. So he's not really able to tell me a hell of a lot, but I mean,
he's able to give you something.
He's able to give me something, so I'm not sure what he gives me, but it's enough for me to think. Let me look at my. Sure. I'm gonna take the momentum.
Okay.
I'll take the momentum. So feel like I've got a good head on what's coming up next, and I am going to.
Yep.
do the thing.
Anyway, so I mean, just to move things along a little while, you know, the 45 minutes it takes you to get into the ship and like
Sure.
start like, you know, going through some of your stuff and things like that. That's when Algo comes back and lets you know, all right, he has found something in some of the data that he's processed, and it does appear as though it was towed into place, but this isn't where it should have been.
Oh, so they had it and moved it around, but this isn't where it was. Fan-freaking-tastic. When I'm rolling,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to roll for the thing, the check your gear. I'm supposed to roll plus supply. What am I actually rolling?
Check your gear. You're rolling plus supply.
Yeah, but what number
It's
is
all-
that right now?
5.
And you have access. You should have access to the cargo. So go ahead and roll +3 as well.
So, okay, I'm just, well, it's going to be a ridiculous number, but...
Yep. Actually, it's
Are you fucking kidding me?
that's an opportunity, Joyce.
That is ridiculous.
I like having a.
Can I legally beat a
Resource
10?
of
Like, is
8.
that actually a thing, or does do the dice results cap? I'm just curious. I don't know.
I
It
think
says
they did,
opportunity.
yeah, but I think that's more D20 or roll 20 than it is the thing. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a legit answer, because I'm not sure I can beat a 10. I think a 10 is just a 10.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a 10 is just a 10.
You're gonna go from like an opportunity to a fail. Is that what you're saying?
I'm
Yeah.
saying that...
Maybe. Okay. Give me a second, because I'm looking at the dice thing.
Yeah.
All right. So we are looking for.
Because if you're doing situations where you're rolling plus health, rolling plus supply, things like that, it is certainly not beyond the pale. I mean, it's a 1 in 6 chance that you're going to roll in good situations that you're going to roll above a 10. Does it count?
Okay. Your action score can never be greater than a 10. Anything over a 10 is ignored. So,
Yep.
unfortunately, that's roll 20 wonkiness.
So that's a 10. That's a 10 against 2 10s. Is
Yep,
what that is.
That is triple 10 for you, Joyce. All right.
So that's on check your gear. What does I gotta look at check your gear and what the messes look like, and then how horrible that is.
Yeah, that's unfair. I
No.
protest.
You don't find your double because a hole is opened up in the storage bay.
Double
Yeah.
double 10s or double 10s. That is what it is. Check your gear. On a miss, you don't have it, and the situation grows more perilous. Pay the price.
Yep.
What followed me back?
You know, Joyce, I will give you this. I will give you this opportunity just to see.
Uh-huh.
So, the result for this, I was originally just going to have be, the result from this was going to influence or was going to be influenced by the Explorer Waypoint check.
Okay.
Which, if you had found something, if you had gotten a hit and you'd gotten in there, then we would have been like, oh yeah, you find an opportunity, or you make or you gain some progress.
Right.
However, on a miss with a match, that is the confront chaos. So,
Like
do you want to open the vault and confront chaos, or do you want to have something else occur? Something less dire occur?
No. Like I said, what followed me back from the ship? I think that I think confront chaos is what is the thing is, this is you're doing a space exploration thing. This is the thing. He is very comfortable in this. It's all just business as usual. He's not getting flustered by any of it. And that's the kind of thing where you're watching it, like if you're watching Alien and everyone's being cool and like it's no big deal, everybody in the audience is like, dude, quit being chill about this. There's freaking eggs everywhere, or whatever, So I feel like this is the building tension toward, we're not treating this, Earl isn't treating this quite as direly. Like, he's being professional about it, but he's not being like...
Cautious.
Yeah, totally on guard kind of a thing, and I just feel like this is where things get crazy.
He was kind of figuring things were going to be, maybe a little more dicey once he got inside, but he hasn't gotten inside, so I mean...
Yeah, exactly. You got to be careful once you get in there, but I mean, what's going to happen when you're on the outside and just cutting on the thing? No one expects to be hit by a meteor outside of the abandoned mine. So, When your exploration of a waypoint uncovers something dreadful, decide the number of aspects. I don't know what that means, so that's Mike. Roll that number of times and choose the number of aspects.
I got that one.
Okay.
So Doyce.
Yes, sir.
Earl, after consulting with Algo, Earl is like, okay, I just need this I just need this binary cutter.
Yep. And I got some melting glue. All I need to do is run a current through this. It should melt right through stuff. I'm good.
Yeah. It is that first scene from Firefly.
There you go. Yeah, love it.
Yeah. So you were just like in there, and then you're back out in space. In 20 minutes, you're inside this thing.
More than enough time for the building to mount a defense.
Okay, let's see what this means.
I'm looking at some of the results on the table, and it's horrifying. I love it.
All right. So, Blaze, when you first don't hear from Earl for a few minutes, that seems normal. It's like, Earl must be concentrating on something.
Yeah, the last thing you hear him say is, all right, let's see what we got in here.
Yeah, once he doesn't say anything for about 15 minutes,
Jesus.
That's when you're like, that's more quiet out of Earl than I think I've ever heard.
Earl.
I need everybody to make an alertness check. You wake up, you wake up, you wake up, and you don't wake up. Why don't I? You don't wake up ever.
Guys, we may have a problem. Earl's dropped out of communication. Can I tell whether I'm actually getting through to, getting a carrier signal, or do I not have even that?
Are you getting a ping back?
In other words, am I reaching his communication device and he's just not answering, or our comms can't penetrate the hull?
So here, when you go to check, you're like, okay, I've got a ping from Earl's comms, 20 seconds ago. That's fine. There should be the stay alive message back and forth between every minute. But when you go and you bring up the log of them, you're like, okay, here is the one when he first went in, a minute later, 4 minutes later, 8 minutes later, now.
So you're not getting the pingbacks as frequently?
They're skipping more and more.
Which, interference?
Could be interference.
Time dilation. Tiny black hole.
So Blaze.
Slowly falling to the tiny black hole.
Blaze, what do you do?
Nails, we may need you.
Okay, I'm here. What do you need?
She's just, for some reason, I see her eating something. She's been reheating food.
Nails has been picking her level up, so what? Huh? Oh, hi. What is it?
Earl has fallen out of communications, and the handshaking on the comm sets is happening less and less frequently. So either there's some sort of interference that's being, reached through less and less successfully, or there's some other weird trouble over there.
Okay. What, you want me to go pull him out?
Yeah, or just confirm he's okay, or
punch him for being an idiot. Something.
Set it.
All of the above.
In case it's a comms problem, maybe if we do we have some sort of repeater we can place just inside of the door he's opened up? So like
like a Wii boost.
Yeah.
Probably.
Would that be like a?
Yeah, I would say that's probably just common enough for you guys. I'm not gonna be that worried about it.
Okay. So set this up, just inside the open door. So if it's the hull that's blocking it, or at the very least, they'll continue to reinforce the signal, and just make sure he hasn't fallen into a miniature black hole or something.
Okay.
And don't fall into one yourself. I mean, just.
I am going to actually suit up offensively before suiting up.
You're breaking out the guns.
I am going to secure an advantage by suiting up and gathering my gear for a perilous encounter or mission.
All right, so you are rolling plus supply, which I need to look at this thing again because
it's my supply.
Yep. So you have 3 cargo down to 2. When you gain supply, you may convert it over. When you make a move plus supply, you may add plus cargo. So so basically you're rolling +7 here.
Okay.
So I would say just roll your own supply and add.
Okay.
Come
Okay,
and save me!
Hey!
Come and save me! Come and save me!
Opportunity!
good job.
You have the
Okay.
opportunity to make sure your weapons are all on the outside of your vacuum suit, not on the inside by suiting up first.
Mhm.
I come back on comms. Hey, who turned out the lights? Hey, who turned out the lights? Hey, who turned out the lights?
No.
All right. So yeah.
Nails
So
has left the library. Nails.
Margie, yep. I would say yeah. You get yourself suited up. You've got yourself your +2 momentum. You got yourself your +1 to your next roll here. You're doing pretty good. Like you're feeling ready for anything.
What could go wrong?
And then I get out there. Okay. Well, let's see what
Alright.
can go wrong.
Let's
so now
see
it's
what-
a.
I was just gonna say I don't think you're really gonna roll anything just
Okay.
to get over there. However, finding Joyce or finding Earl is an entirely different matter.
Follow the slime trail.
Which I believe once you get your repeater set up on the outside and head on in, if you're gonna go hunting him down, that is going to be a gather information,
Okay.
which is a witch.
Okay.
So you still get your +1 from your roll.
You're not gonna bless me or anything?
I would be happy to bless you.
Bless you.
May God's blessings be on you to find our comrade and bring him safely home. We roll.
May the force be with you. And also with you.
Exactly.
Did you catch that, Dave, incidentally, by the way? In The Mandalorian, the second season of The Mandalorian? It's been a running joke with Kate that the weirdest thing, like the thing that, like, instinctively, as a person raised Catholic, that, like...
Or Episcopalian.
Or Episcopalian,
Yeah.
the expectation is somebody says, may the force be with you, and you want to respond with, and also with you.
And also with you.
They did
Of
it.
course.
They did it
Yeah.
in The Mandalorian, and it's finally there, and it was so sweet. Anyway.
So what does that mean?
That's a roll.
Yep. Which Dave got his roll, and that
That gives me 1?
Yeah, it gives you a +1 or 2 momentum.
I will take a +1 since I'm Dave momentum.
All right.
Okay.
Well, it's Nail's momentum now.
You're at Dave.
Yeah, I have Dave level momentum.
I am at Dave momentum.
Wow, there's a lot of 10s showing up today.
There it is.
Not in the right places.
I mean, we
Alright.
did start off with like a series of 9s, like maxed out rolls at the beginning. I'm just soaking the dice karma of Dave's good rolls at the beginning. You're welcome.
There you go. Question, Mike.
Yes.
So I've got a thing. I've got a thing with my sensor suite
Mhm.
about detecting a hidden threat with with the ship's sensors,
Oh,
which is a face danger thing. So we're in a face danger situation, then I could do that, or what that means in terms of.
Basically, if you were worried and there was a chance that there may be a hidden threat somewhere, you could use that in order to roll this.
AFK for
Right now, I am going to say, when you're checking through the sensors, nothing comes up. You are feeling you're feeling okay that you're not about to get ambushed. It's kind of hard inside the nebula, but it's fine. You're fine.
Okay.
everything's fine. Nothing to see.
We're all fine here. How are you?
All right. So, Margie, good news or bad news, good news. You start following the most immediately obvious path for you. Unfortunately, it leads to a dead end. But after a little bit of doubling back and heading back the other way, you're doing great on tracking down Earl. You're already seeing some things disassembled. Perfect thing for Earl. Perfect Earl tracks, as it were. However, let's see. Going back to your opportunity that you rolled earlier, let's take a look here. What was that? 68. Come on, don't make me hunt this down. It's gonna make me feel bad. Here we go.
You make me feel much better, Mike, because I do that same sort of running monologue when I'm doing the GMing and trying to juggle 5 different things and look something up, and yeah.
Yep.
And look like you have it all under control at the same time.
And I want to make it seem like I have it all in control at the same time. Yeah.
Well, I will let you know I have nothing under control. Ooh, well, that's good. All right. So, good news, Margie, as you're going through here, though, you do find on your ill-gotten path that you went down, you did find some interesting pieces of tech. Some stuff
Good.
that Cortex had been talking to about. Like,
Okay, now I'll keep up a comment back to the folks so they don't think I fell off the earth too.
We hear her.
mhm. Yeah. So,
Actually, that's a good question. One, do we hear her? Two, are my attempts now that the little, signal repeater has been put in to reach Earl making any difference? Are the handshakes?
the handshakes aren't coming any quicker.
Okay. Are they still getting further apart?
They are still getting further apart. And speaking of Margie, when Nails goes to call in, you don't get anything back. Like, you get like a little bit of like what sounds like a squeak or possibly like some radio interference, but you don't hear Blaze on the other hand.
Huh. Okay.
I'm back. Sorry, I had to explain to my family how just marvelously screwed I am.
Well,
Had to brag to your family.
Mostly just had to point him at the table and say, and the best part is, we don't know how many times that Mike rolled on it. He can roll, and it's my daughter, he can roll more than once?
Yep. No,
Yeah.
it gave me guidelines for how many times to roll.
Very nice. Lovely.
Anyway,
How
So-
much do you hate your players?
no, actually,
Moderately.
it's 1/2 of a d6 roll.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Yikes.
Yeah. Anyway, Nails, eventually, though, on your excursion, you do run into, Earl.
Well, part of him.
No, you do run into Earl.
And by run
Yeah.
in, we mean fleeing in the opposite direction, or standing in a
Yep.
corner, staring at the wall.
Oh,
or-
God.
No, Earl is looking at some sort of holographic panel.
Earl?
Same sort of consoles that you would have back at the thing. Earl,
Yeah?
um,
Hey, who turned out the lights?
yeah. Fun story, Earl.
Is it full of stars?
It is full of starsy.
It's full of stars.
So
Am I hearing her talk to me? I'm like, what is my state?
let's see how bad this is for you, really quick.
What am I
Do,
doing?
do, do you mind enduring some serious stress?
I sincerely mind enduring the stress, but I will happily do so. How much stress am I?
So serious stress is 2.
Okay. So my spirit drops to a 3. Gotcha. And then I
Um,
roll heart or spirit, whichever is better.
Yeah, if you so choose.
Well, why would I? Is there any reason why I would not? I don't. It seems like I would always not.
If you miss, you can lose more spirit.
Nah, I'm fine. I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
All
All right. So allow me to tell you what the miss is before you make that option.
Wait, he can't burn momentum?
I can,
He can go,
but I
but
want
I'm gonna tell him the bad stuff
Oh,
before
the
he
story
takes it.
first? Okay.
All right. So Earl,
Mm-hmm.
if you turn that into a strong hit, what you get is either 1 spirit or 1 momentum.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see.
If it stays a miss, you either lose an additional 1 spirit, which takes you down to 2,
Mm-hmm.
or you lose 2 momentum. Which would you prefer?
I
will tell you,
Yes, sir.
Remember, if you burn your momentum, you reset back to 3, not to 2.
That's true. Yeah. I am going to. I'm gonna burn my momentum to take the strong hit. Whatever this is, I'm not being shaken by this. I'm clinging at some meta level to the idea that space does not bother Earl as much as being on a planet does, even if it should. And I think logically it probably should, but for whatever reason, this just doesn't bother him. So I am gonna do the strong hit, and I am going to further shake it off. I'm gonna leave my momentum at a 3 and take +1 spirit and bounce my spirit back up to a 4. So yeah, it isn't going as smoothly as it would.
That's on a weak hit. Oh, or
No.
wait, no.
Strong hit, I pick
Oh,
one or the other.
you burned the moment. Oh, okay, now I understand.
So I burn
For
the
some reason-
momentum. That takes me down to a 3, and that gives me the strong hit where I get to pick one of the 2 results, and I pick the bring some of my spirit back up, and my momentum is a 3. So my momentum's a 3, spirit's a 4.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Don't know why I didn't catch up as quickly.
Yeah. Well, sometimes with the strong ones, you get both of the things or something like that, and that's.
Well, no, for some reason I didn't catch that you were burning your momentum.
Yes, I am. I am burning, and so I'm a little bit. My spirit's down a little bit, but mostly because it just hasn't gone smooth, not because I'm looking into the eye of Cthulhu.
Well,
or whatever.
Nice.
Yes,
now that you've kind of like shaken it off, allow me to tell you what you've seen here.
Okay.
So it takes you a moment before you can orient everything, because this just looks like stars, planets, worlds, that sort of thing.
All right.
Yeah. That's when you notice, oh no, this is part of your map of systems.
What I'm looking at on their little holographic display is a map of what the connected star systems that we have on the gate network, or what are you? Okay. All right. That seems like a good thing.
That seems like a great thing.
That's a fantastic thing.
Some of them have
There's
gone
little
out.
X's in all of them, right?
Some of them have gone out. Is that what you said?
So you see the gate. You see the gate connections. You don't see any stars in those systems. Some of them do. Others don't.
I don't need anybody to verify. I mean, the odds of that many star systems going out in what is essentially the muscle spasm at the beginning of the blink of an eye in the galactic timescale sense of things, for that many stars to go out within that window, there's no way that's a coincidence or natural. That's caused.
Does Earl have a sense of whether this is live information or recorded information, or
most recent star map available? I mean, it wouldn't be live, but necessarily it couldn't be live aside from just from light speed distances and whatnot, but certainly more up to date than our map. Yeah, I mean, our map is everything working. Yes, sir.
The date that it updated is also the date you guys came through the Astrid Gate.
Oh, shit on me.
Remember, you went out and pinged things, didn't you?
Well, I mean, the gate.
No, it made the gate come up.
The gate went live and it updated data. Son of a biscuit. Okay. Yeah, I can see how my spirit might have taken a hit from this.
Yep. So, Doyce.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you the option to twist the knife a little further here.
Okay.
All right. Which one is more interesting to you as the player?
All right.
For where the closest dead system is. I use the word dead with parentheses.
Yeah. Black system.
But,
dark. Called dark system.
Yeah. Do you want it to be one of the gates here, or one of the other gates that people in the CCC were trying to open? One of the other teams.
The second one. Oh my God. Because that just adds urgency to the whole reopening the gate back to Ferrous thing. Is everyone? I want input, but that's what I kind of. The closest one is one that one of the other teams was going to. I like that, but I'm entirely willing to be swayed another direction if people would like it a different direction. But I kind of like that urgency to get back to the system and check in. What do you guys think?
I'm okay with that.
Because we have a vow to get the gate back open to home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that. I think that connects it better. And
yep.
Yeah.
Find your way back through the Astrid Gate, and
now,
you guys do have 5 checks on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nails. When you come through, that's how you find Earl.
I am. I am sort of I'm doing some sort of I'm screenshotting this for shorthand. I'm not 100% sure. It's an awesome...
You can grab the data.
Yeah, I grabbed the data in some way, shape, or form so we can study and safely reintegrate it into Algo's database, as we need to get back into that spreadsheet and make a lot of comments on a lot of cells. Yikes. So this thing is theoretically on, it's at least in some sort of passive listening and updating mode. So there's a little bit of power, it's got at least a little bit of power in that it can still run these systems. That's bad. Can I realize this is coming off of a fail, but can I take a tick on figuring out why the gates went down?
You know what? I'm going to go with yes. Failure can still push you forward.
Yeah, and certainly it's not good news.
It's horrifying news, but
Find out the original cause of the collapse. Ooh, now I have 2 ticks. Look out. Look out, world.
On that same theme, since I've got a vow about finding a way to open the gate, is that potentially in advance there, or do we need to wait until I actually have a chance to look at the data?
I'm going to say once you have a chance to look at the data, but just go ahead and mark it because we'll probably forget.
Yeah, some kind of gathering information.
Limitations.
Well, I ticked off a whole bunch of vows. I need to come up with some new ones too.
Yes, I vow to rescue Nails and Earl.
Listen, I turn around, and Nails is there. It's like, oh, hey, how long have I been over here?
So, Doyce, by Earl's recollection, it's been about 15-20 minutes.
What does Nails say?
And by my recollection,
like an hour or so.
I didn't even come over until, yeah.
Huh.
And I think we need to do some move in here because they're not responding, even though we got the bootstrap. So there's something time weird or signal weird in here. So
yeah, I don't know if we got everything out. I don't know if we got
whether they're actually talking to or whether her commune is actually talking to the extender or not.
No.
Okay.
Once they get back out, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't think I've got everything that could be gotten here, but I think I've got enough the stuff that we need to worry about. So yeah, let's get on out of here. Especially if I don't like the idea of losing time. I'm playing it cool, but that's not awesome. So I think I got stuff we need to talk about. So yeah, let's get going.
For a veteran spacer, that's like a really terrifying idea.
Yeah. No, once you guys get back, yeah, it is like Earl and Nails are going to have to resynchronize their clocks with the rest of the ship. Because
it's an actual physical phenomenon.
Yep, you guys are going to, so...
Like a time dilation or something?
When you first confront an aspect of chaos, you and your allies mark 1 tick of your Discovery Legacy track.
Ooh.
So...
Localized time dilation.
Powerful distortions of space or time, and the other was signs of catastrophe.
Nice.
Where is that?
So
it's on the progress
yep.
Discoveries.
Under progress, you guys are getting 2 tick boxes.
Ooh.
So not boxes, but 2 ticks.
Ooh, a plus sign.
Yep.
Hey, did you mark your failure, Doyce?
I sure did. I'm at I don't know. I'm almost at 4. Progress discoveries. Oh, I gotcha.
Yep. Did you mark both of your failures?
Did I have to?
Yeah.
You had your failure with the opportunity. Yeah.
You're right.
So 4 boxes to Earl.
Hooray! Yeah. All right. So I'll fill in people on. Well, the time dilation thing is certainly. So the inside is slower to the outside, I think. And I'll fill them in on the dead system. So, I mean, maybe there's going to go back in there. There's not going to be much to see, but I can't imagine that whatever made the star die is going to be particularly pleasant for anybody. We ought to get back and warn people. They probably already know.
Warn people what?
Well, we got updated. If nothing else, we got a hell of a lot better updated map if these things are actually dead. We check the other system out or find out from them whether or not it's actually dead. We know the other ones probably are too, and we got a lot better updated map of what.
Oh, you mean home, not the planet. Okay.
Yeah,
not Ferrous.
Home. Not Ferrous. Home.
I was confused.
Yeah. No.
Non-specific.
Well, sorry about that. Not gonna admit that I'm a little shook.
That must be something different from the star being destroyed. I mean, that's no. I mean,
it could just be lost contact.
Lost contact, or there's something malfunctioning in how the gate connection is there. Something. I mean, it can't have mean the actual star's been destroyed.
The maps that we have show. Well, I guess we'll find out. Listen, this place. I don't know. I can go back in there, but it's gonna waste. I guess.
No.
It's going to waste a lot of time if we dig any more out of it, so we should probably.
Well, I'm assuming that we pulled out what you grabbed on the way.
Well, the data, yeah. I didn't try to grab any tech because,
Well, no, you pulled out some tech. I followed your little tech path, so we'll grab.
Oh,
that.
did I? All right, I didn't.
Yes.
Yep. Nails found separate tech.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Excellent.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna change my mind on that. maybe we do need to go back in and get more information.
Well, it ain't going anywhere.
Well, yeah, but before we go trying to head off and head back to Astrid and...
I'm not suggesting that.
Or
We got
trying to get the gate open.
we got a couple of ships to check out. We got at least one other ship to check out here. Also, the gate ain't open.
Well, I understand that. So there may be more information here about how we may be able to do that, since clearly this ship is based on when it did the did the re-update of its data. This ship knows something about the gates and how they work. If we can get that information
a ship
from them.
Or what is this? Is this a ship, or is it like?
Or is it like a monitoring system?
Or is it like a mini station? What is the?
Yeah.
I probably should have asked that.
Yeah, no, this. So from your understanding of the precursors, this would fall under like some sort of research station.
Gotcha. All right. So, box in space, shipping container house. So quaint. Well, if we want to go back in, that's fine. I don't think we probably ought to. I'll confess it. Probably ought not go alone. But I don't know.
I don't want to put anybody at risk, but if this ship has any other information about the gates or understanding what happened to them or how we can get them back open again, that's critical to all the things that we're wanting to do here.
Not arguing. But we got a ship out there that probably was one of the last things to come through the gate. So the chance of them having information is not nothing.
Well, why don't we do this? I think that they're both great ideas. We know that we can come back here. It's not going anywhere. That was established previously.
Yeah.
So why don't we plan on digesting what we do know on our way to the ship that we need to get to in a more urgent fashion before it falls into the sun. That work?
Parenthetical question for the GM. I had thought that it was like falling into the sun too, but it sounded like from the discussion earlier that it's more that it's passing into a solar flare and will be inaccessible for a bit.
Uninhabitable sections. It's still also going towards the sun, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to hit the sun at some point. It's just, this is going to be this is your week countdown before the first bit of the sun hits it.
Okay.
In which case, what it's going to look like after a solar flare is dicey.
Questionable.
Right.
I mean, I'd submit that if we want to get intel out of the thing that's actually data,
Yep.
pre-solar flare is going to be better.
Agreed.
Yep. A large magnetic event hitting it is going to be bad.
But a large Earl hitting it's going to be bad too.
We don't bring up Earl.
I can't wait to get back out there and crack another one of these things. Awesome.
Mhm.
I'm going to go get out of this suit, and then I'm going to go get out of the suit and go back to my cabin and have a lovely case of the shakes.
Should have worn your band pants.
I'm going to have a good, proper staring in the mirror meltdown about the lost time thing, because
I'll be in my bunk.
All right. So
I am going to follow Earl a little bit down the hallway and just sort of sock him on the shoulder or something and say you'll be okay.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's weird, but we're done by them.
Neil's version of comfort and support.
And I appreciate
smack the guy in the shoulder.
I appreciate you coming to get me. I could have sat down there and had hung out there for long enough. The thing is,
we wouldn't have let that happen.
The thing is that there's like this time dilation thing going on, and that's not great. But I don't remember salvaging. I'm not mentioning this to her, but I don't remember salvaging any tech or pulling stuff off to pick up on the way back out or anything. I don't remember doing that. I believe her. I don't remember doing it. So I'm just gonna have my. That's the thing. I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna have myself a little mirror time.
Is this you trying to find a moment of peace here?
I mean, is that a thing?
That is a thing.
Yes, I think I might.
Roll plus heart.
I don't think I've done this
Yep.
before.
I was gonna say it's
Heart
under recover moves.
Find a moment of peace. Oh, look at that.
Nails might be able to help with her talking. Maybe, just maybe. If that's something Nails wants to do.
I can help if he lets me. That's kind of what I was there for. So I haven't been through it.
Yeah, let's simulate a comfort and support.
That's a heart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so
she's doing the support or the was it secure and advantage?
Yep, secure and advantage. So
That's still hard, isn't it?
It's going to be heart plus your +1 from your asset.
Yeah.
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 I don't know why I heard that, but I heard. Okay. Do you want to just give a +2 momentum or a +1 to the roll?
That's fine.
Okay. Take plus.
I'm gonna get my momentum going back up here, so I'm gonna take the +2 momentum, push that back up in
Alright.
a general direction here, and I will hearten when I find a moment of peace. Roll plus heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna have that kind of hold my hand. When I walk back in and the door closes on my cat, I'm gonna hold my hand up and we'll see that it's shaking a little bit. And on a weak hit, on the strong hit, you your spirit strengthened. If you're shaking, clear the impact, blah, blah, blah. As a weak hit, as above, but the indulgence is fleeting. Ask the Oracle what interruption, complication, or inner conflict occurs and lose momentum. So I can clear the impact and take +1 spirit, but I take -1 momentum, basically.
But yeah, you take 2 spirit, you don't have an impact. Unless your spirit hit 0, and I wasn't aware of it.
No. Oh, right, yeah, no. It didn't. Clearly, just take. Oh, otherwise take +2 spirit. Well, my spirit's only down 1 anyway, so that's fine. And then, but I drop a momentum as I get my crap back together. That is totally fine. So, what is the interruption, complication, or inner conflict that occurs?
I will say probably the best thing is just going. The most obvious thing is just like Blaze or Cortex calling you and just saying, "Hey, we need your help with either the engines or the sensors or something, to get clear of this nebula."
Yeah, like I'm just starting to get myself kind of back together, and you see him about to take like a good deep breath, and then the comms like kind of chirp, and I'm like, "Yep, I'm here. Yep, on the way. Not taking the proper amount of time. That's fine. I like it.
I'm just thinking about the wonderful song from Book of Mormon. Push it down. About pushing away your feelings and yeah.
All right, navigate this bad boy. Move us on. We're good. I'm fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
All right, Blaze, do you want to give us another strong navigator hit?
Absolutely. We decided that was. And I will definitely do some prayer here.
Secure an advantage by charting the way forward.
Well, I guess I could secure an advantage by charting the way forward.
Which will give you
to take +1 momentum on a hit. That's actually a better advantage than.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It would
for any class for a weak hit, it's a better result. On a strong hit, I get a better one going with the prayer version.
It's probably slightly more localized in its effect. Prayer kind of could theoretically apply to just about any situation, whereas this other one's more like specialized.
I will go ahead and do my navigator one.
That's cool.
Secure an advantage by charting the way forward. So I'm charting the way forward. Oh, the other advantage of using the prayer one is I get to use heart.
Yep. Yeah. This one sounds more like wits, but I mean, wits +1 for you is basically the same thing as heart.
True.
Go for it. Go ahead and do it. Mix it up.
You're right. Yeah, let's go ahead and mix it up. So I will do wits +1.
I'm feeling like praying too close to this thing.
So a weak hit
is a +1 to your roll or +2 momentum, which honestly is just the same as a strong hit for you right now, because it's just a +1 to your next roll no matter what happens.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. This is for the gather. So
navigate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So now I will do the navigate
with a +1 forward. Lovely.
Yep. Now is this let's see. So is this move at speed or stay vigilant?
Yeah, we saw what happened last time. A
lot of good things came out of that.
Is this? Yeah. Just ask Girl. This is gonna be. I'm gonna stay vigilant this time because now I'm a little bit concerned about we're getting into. I know when the solar flare is supposed to hit, but now that we've already hit one weird unknown thing in this system, I'm a little bit more concerned.
We need another icon for this, like where this place is at, the thing we're leaving behind.
There's a thing there.
Is there?
Okay.
Oh, look
it's
at that.
Under the ship.
Lovely.
Nice. So exploration moves. So if I stay vigilant, I'm gonna be rolling wits.
Yep. Which
is fine. So let me roll wits at +1.
Getting Dell flashbacks.
All right.
We can hit stuff for cost, basic complications, the waypoint. I'm willing to go ahead And
Don't forget, once per trip, you can use that one thing.
Yeah, let me look at that again. Grab the window over here. Once per expedition, score a weak hit or miss. I can ignore that result, plot an alternate path, and make it an automatic strong hit. Yeah, but you know what? I've got a full momentum track. Everybody keeps saying I should go ahead and burn my momentum.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I've got a power here that actually literally lets me do this. So I will go ahead and use my elite navigator skills to make that a strong hit.
All right. So on a strong hit, let's see, that is that one. On a strong hit, you reach a waypoint, envision the location, mark progress. So you're now at 6 out of 10 for your expedition.
Cool.
And this one, and at this particular one, you find some metallic wreckage.
Decidedly and joyously boring.
Yes. Probably was a ship at some point, might have been scavenged down for its pieces, and the rest left off the scrap. Might have been something left out in orbit and got hit by too many meteors until it broke up. Hard to say. You do know that they are remains of a ship.
Okay.
But, again, nice and boring.
I can take a little boring right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
So, Dave, do you want to try and finish the expedition at 6 out of 10, or would you like to make one more hop a little bit closer?
I would rather make one more hop a little bit closer. 6 out of 10 seems a little dodgy.
All right.
Well, it's like roll to approach kind of. That's cool.
So I will again use my navigator skills to gather information.
And is there anything we can do to help?
Yeah.
Should get Cortex in here and do this.
As I say, you guys can always assist if you can think of ways to assist. It's the question of, do you also want to deal with any possible failures?
Yeah. Does anybody want to assist?
Yeah, I do. I'm in the wanting to be useful.
All right, so Margie, how's Nails helping?
I think I'm going for sort of more of a moral support sort of thing. You know, kind of building on the success that we just had, and wow, we're almost there. You know, I think we're going to go great. You know, sort of building his confidence. So I'm thinking more of a heart as opposed to actually trying to help with whatever calculations there are.
Yeah, that's fair. Roll +1. You're just on the bridge, just providing like some nice, like, distracting chatter.
I suggest burning momentum.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow, I can do that.
Oh, good. It's the complication of the beast too.
Yeah. I had that. I was doing my solo Ravenloft game. I had that in the middle of a fight with some minion vampires, and Strahd showed up. The head dude.
I thought I just clicked on strong burn momentum. Or
you have to do it on your sheet. That one's not good.
Burn.
Yep. Well, the good news is, Margie, you got a hit with your loyalist ability, which means your momentum goes up by 1.
There we go.
So you're at 3 at the very least.
Unburn.
And Dave, you get your +1 to your roll.
Okay. And that was. I'm sorry. Were you helping my navigation, or were you helping my expedition?
Expedition.
Whichever one you want.
Okay. So
It's to your next roll.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I would have done it in whatever's the most beneficial.
for the main roll. So I'm going to actually do my navigation roll, which is I'm going to do a gather information about a location by studying my charts. I think that's then a wits roll we decided previously.
Yep, wits.
Okay.
It's a secure an advantage. +1.
Yep, wits +1. Wow. I guess I'm going to burn momentum on that one too. I think.
Burn it all.
Well, you burn your momentum. You get 3 back. 2 from the roll, and 1 from your ability.
Which ability?
So,
His asset.
His
navigator asset?
Yes, my navigator asset, which lets me gather information about a location by studying my charts, add a +1, and take +1 momentum on a hit. So my momentum went down to 2, but goes up to 3, and actually with the strong hit? No, strong hit. I'm taking the.
You get 2 more from the security advantage.
So does my doubles count as
Yep.
The cards are the challenge dice are basically removed from the table by you burning the momentum, so they're not.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
got it.
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
I'm going to undertake the expedition, and we decided I'm going to do that with. I'm still going to do that with caution, so that's going to be another wit, and that I now have +2, one from nails and one from my own effort. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. Wits.
Let's see that roll.
Yes.
Jeez.
So,
All right.
on a weak hit, reach a waypoint, mark progress, but also choose one. Suffer costs, make a suffer move or -2 or 2 suffer moves -1, or face a complication.
So which would you prefer?
I would rather take a suffer move because I'm gravely disappointed at my poorly doing this, especially since I chose intentionally not to follow my faith path in trying to make this work for me and just relied on my own self.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So
Or I was Catholic.
yeah. So is that stress? Is in some endurance, some stress then?
Whatever. I don't know the suffer moves well enough to be able to say. So.
Well, so here's the two things I could see is maybe a little bit of stress to you, like if you wanted to do the 2 and 2, the 1 and 1, and split it up a little bit.
Mhm.
What I could see that as is a bit of dinging up from the ship to the ship as you go through the debris field, and probably also so it's like 1 hit to the hull of the ship, and then 1 hit to your spirit track. That would be that would be that. Alternatively, you could just be taking this all really badly and take two spirit.
I'll go ahead and I'll split it up that way. That's
Okay.
There's my spirit, and I'll let
Yep,
someone got the.
I will handle the thing. Yep. So unfortunately, this is on everybody's asset sheet. So there is the ship in your assets that is marked as 4. Take it down, or it's at 5. Take it down to 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna figure out a better way to handle this. I think I'm just gonna take one sheet and just add everything for the ship onto it. But I'll work that out later. All right, so that puts you at 9 out of 10. Also, the sighting.
Go ahead.
The sighting you get here is a comet with a tail of ionized gas.
Very close to the. That sun's looking awfully big when you get up close to it like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Dave, would you like to
Bring it home.
bring it home?
Yeah, and this
So
one,
that would be-
because it's essentially a vow, so I don't get to do anything funky with it.
Nope. Only Nails has something to do that, and it is that nice.
muted here.
Right, we have the new thing.
Yep. When you stand with your ally as they make a progress move, envision how you support them, then roll 1 challenge die.
Well, I think I've been supporting him all along, being up here.
Into the unknown!
Learning what I can about what he's doing, asking him questions about his faith, whatever I can think of.
Okay. So Margie, I want you to roll 1d10. You can do it on the left-hand
Yeah,
side.
I got it.
Into the unknown! Into the unknown!
All right, Dave. You can replace one of the challenge dice with a 1.
I like this plan.
I'm sure you would.
What am I rolling?
You are doing on the Wayfinder sheet. It is under. It's the trip from Ferrous to the habitat vessel, and it is the conclude button.
There it is. Conclude.
All right. Would you like to replace that 9 with a 1?
Think about it. Wait, think about it.
I know. I'm thinking.
Now say yes.
Can I check something really quick here? Because
Replace it with a 1.
Why would you want a weak hit instead of a strong hit with an opportunity?
I mean, that is what would happen.
I'm sorry. How is that?
Her dice
sorry.
replaces the challenge
You can
dice.
take my 1 and replace what?
I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong roll.
Oh.
I had inadvertently scrolled up, and so I did. Yes. I will
did the same thing
absolutely
early.
replace that. I will absolutely replace that 9 with a 1, and make that an opportunity.
Yeah.
That is an opportunity.
I'm happy to be a part of that.
I'm happy to help you be a part of that.
All right. So, let's see. On a strong hit, you reach your destination. Mark a reward on your Discoveries legacy track per the expedition's rank. So everybody on their progress now adds another tick onto the Discoveries track.
The word on the asterisk.
Yep.
That's what I'm at.
What kind of shape is this ship in?
Ah. So good news, as you get there, there is a nice. As you get there, it doesn't look horrible. It definitely looks like the Ravages of Time with no sort of.
The damage doesn't look that bad from out here.
Yeah. The foundations are strong. Now, I definitely would not go inside without some sort of pressure suit, but, you know, you also don't think that you're going to be, like, trying to collect the entire thing up, like, in the bag to try and get it either.
I mean, there's times when Earl would rather wear a pressure suit while he's on planet, so yes, I agree.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I will say, rather than have to do anything else, you know, Blaze, you find a conveniently open shuttle landing pad connected to the habitat. So,
Ooh,
no breaking and entering this time.
man, love it.
All right. So,
I like that.
Next.
I like having the opportunity to be. Oh yeah, you can use the shuttle to go over there.
well, so I did do some quick reading because the precursor vaults is the section right after derelicts,
Nice.
which this is, and the first challenge with any derelict is access.
Love it.
So that extra 1 gave us access.
Yep. So access
Nice.
is not an issue for you
I
guys.
will take it. Happily take it.
Yep. So next time, exploring some derelicts.
Dig it.
Ooh.
Dig it.
I feel I need to make a vow, but I haven't quite figured out what.
Well, I will say this. So exploring the derelict
Uh-huh.
is going to be another.
Expedition.
It's going to be similar to an expedition.
Gotcha.
So some discoveries probably will be made.
Cool. So that advance. I mean, it's another XP track. That's clever.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I not to look at Gift Horse in the house because Sean does great. There's nothing wrong with Ironsworn, but I do like how he's streamlined and combined and grown some of the tech that he put into Ironsworn and Delve and stuff like that. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's just I finally downloaded the backer copies of the PDFs and stuff like that, but I have yet to actually get the book cracked open, digitally speaking.
Yep, I got some things to look through here, but
Yeah.
right now it's looking interesting.
I want to look just at what the original game premise is because I gather it's not exactly the same as what what our gate thing is.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you want to see the alpha version was rough.
Well, yeah, but just like the whole what is the assumed premise of the thing? I mean, I'm not using Ironsworn that way either, but it's always interesting to look at what the original setup is.
Oh, you mean the original overarching idea?
Yeah, like the default, like with Ironsworn when you're setting up the thing, it's like, come up with your own thing if you like, but here are the 3 options for the, as answers to this question, that kind of a deal.
You guys in Ironsworn it was, you guys had left your original home for the Ironlands after some sort of sickness or what have you happened.
Yeah, or something.
In this one, you guys have left your original solar system behind and have fled to a new one.
Gotcha. Cool.
Because of some reason. Robot Uprising was one of them.
Nice.
In which case, AIs are not a happy camper in that particular setting. But again, you might have one.
I'll tell you after. But there's an interesting actual play that's out there in the world for that. The guy did a slightly different thing. It's pretty fun. Anyway, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Did we decide I didn't need to do a vow?
Not yet, unless
the other stuff that's going with it. Okay.
Yep.
You're gonna get we're gonna be getting some XP from more exploration stuff and learning about the universe and all that kind of good stuff. So.
Yep. So I will ask you, I'm going to ask you this in a roundabout method. How long do you want to be here in the derelict?
I think my first question is, can we move the derelict so it's less
I think the goal with the
time
derelict was to see if
dependent.
we could bring some stuff back. I feel like Cortex maybe had a goal to bring some of this tech back home. If so, but is it a dangerous amount? Question mark.
That was kind of what I was getting at.
Like
how long do you guys want to be dealing with this thing? Is this like a 1-session thing for you guys? Is it a 2-session? How long do you want to explore the derelict? Do you want this to be half a session and you deal with this in like 20 minutes?
Well, troublesome can fill up a session for us.
Well, I was gonna say,
yeah, but I mean, we can say, we're going to explore. Here's the results. Okay, it's now explored. Here's what you got.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we gather to move on. Or there's Mike gets to play all the interesting. Okay, so you're on a deck and there's this green stuff on the floor.
Yeah, but you also with those
doing?
kind of sites, you'd say, is it a troublesome site, a dangerous site, a formidable,
Right.
That kind of thing. And
well, yeah, the question is this do you guys just want to do the explore move, or do you actually want to, with the explore move, it's just, okay, there's not going to be a whole lot here, you check it over, here's what you get.
I think it should at least be
I'd
like
like
a troublesome kind of thing.
I was gonna say I think I want something a little bit more than that because I like the idea that there's potential of tying this into other things that we're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And
There
so I
always
think the more
is.
time we spend with that, then the more we can kind of either fail miserably or succeed greatly or somewhere in between. But we will advance the story either way.
All right.
Either troublesome or dangerous, something like that, somewhere along that.
Anybody have a specific call on that one?
I feel like if we're troublesome, that's not a lot of rolls to like move things along if things go well. That assumes a lot.
I was thinking sort of more towards dangerous, but
yeah, let's make it dangerous. I mean, it's a ship about to enter a solar flare at handgun.
What could possibly go wrong?
Handgun range away from the star. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking
say it's
something more
dangerous.
along the lines of the ship itself is like as big as ours, which means it's
There's a lot. Yeah. Let's make it dangerous.
size of a not so small mall.
Yeah.
All right.
If it goes smooth, it'll still be relatively fast, and if it doesn't, that's still, all of us
It's
getting.
entertaining.
Well, and it's all of it. I mean, honestly, with troublesome, there's a potential there for somebody who on the group is not even really, getting to roll to move things along. With dangerous, you're definitely everybody's kicking in a couple times, assuming it goes well. So yeah, dangerous, a couple sessions.
So, all right. So, the name of the vessel is the Guiding Star,
Interesting.
and we will pick up there next.
Guiding Star. Cool. Time dilation.
Yeah.
Time dilation. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Well, hopefully not this time.
No, I'm just
He's
reflecting.
still suffering.
I'm just reflecting. I'm glad we got to do the recover thing though. It's pretty cool. I forgot that I didn't forget, but I hadn't thought about the fact that you can do those outside of the sojourn. It's just you have to set up the situation. I didn't really I didn't intentionally do that, but it was nice.
Yep.
I'm going to briefly say real quick before I forget, and I'm going to stop recording because it's not really relevant. Well, I'll leave it on for a second. Anyway, there's a actual play that this guy has been doing. He's apparently one of the guys, I think, that's somewhat peripherally attached to like the Critical Role group, or some of the people that are on Critical Role. But he has a YouTube channel called Me, Myself, and Die.
That guy.
Where he plays like solo. He's a voice actor and he does a lot of voices and stuff. And he's got a crap ton of minis and miniatures and dioramas and stuff like that. So he plays out solo stuff. He did a full season with his character using Savage Worlds, and then while he was playing it, people kept suggesting Ironsworn, so he switched over to Ironsworn for the second season. So it's like 18 actual plays. His Ironlands are sort of like fantasy Australia, where everybody sent their criminals for several hundred years from like various countries, and it was like where they in the last a couple hundred years, the continent has fallen sort of out of sync with the rest of the world, so you can't get there very easily anymore. It's not always there or
Kind of
something.
Camelot-y.
kind of Brigadoon-y almost.
Brigadoon-y,
Yeah.
Bring it in. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so got a little bit of that, and he has gone. His first season is still like sort of in character. He was someplace else, and now he's going back home to this weird Ironlands where he came from in the first place, and that kind of a deal. But yeah, fun. I like the alternate sayings that people come up with. Not that the ones that are straight out of the book are not compelling; they're really cool. But although coming as I do from the early days of a lot of involvement that I had in my like the early aughts or late aughts actually with like indie game stuff on the internet. The fact that they decided to call in Starforged like that the area that you're in the Forge. Every time I read it, I kind of get a little bit of a PTSD shiver from because the forum where a lot of that conversation and stuff happened was the Forge, and I almost always think of it when I see it in this book. But anyway, all right. Hey, you know what I didn't do tonight? I didn't blue screen.
Huzzah!
Not once.
Wow, very
So
cool.
yeah, I'm glad at least I've identified that problem, and it's not my computer because that would make me that would be disappointing. This particular desktop has not been great for me. Anyway.
Some